So I'm going to show you how to teach a dog to wave or even give a high five by using a method called luring. Luring basically means the treat's in my hand, and by my motions with that treat, I'm guiding the dog to where I want them to be. So, I have a clicker, and I have treats. So I'm going to start off with the treat in my hand, and I'm just going to hold the treat between my index and thumb. I'm going to take my other three hands and put them up almost like I'm not going to be asking for a high five. Eventually, it would just look like this, because then the treat would be gone. Kenzie. Well, she's a natural at it. So anytime a dog goes for the treat with just their mouth, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just simply move my hand away and then move it right back in front of them. Move it away and back. So the dog's learning that they're not getting anything by just sniffing. Yes, good girl. And because sniffing or nudging at my hand wasn't working, she tried something else, which was to lift up her paw. And that click was a little bit late. Sit. Good girl. Now Kenzie is very familiar with training and shaping, so she picks up on new things very quickly. Don't be discouraged when your dog doesn't pick it up this quickly. Sit. Goof. Girl. In a minute here, I'm going to refine, I'm going to refine how I want her to wave. You know, is 2 paws going to be acceptable, or is just 1 paw? And for me, personally, I'm going to work on just 1 paw because I don't want her jumping up since she's going to be a big dog. All right, Ken, sit. Good girl. Yes, good girl. So now I'm only going to click her, sit, for when just the 1 paw, yes, comes up. And that time she lift it both. Good girl. Yes, good girl. And if you notice, right now, I'm not titling this anything. I'm not asking her to do anything with any kind of verbal marker. I'm just simply, good girl, doing the same action until she becomes consistent. Yes, good girl. All right, so now Kenzie's starting to become consistent. And so now I'm going to put a marker to it. Because I don't, well, actually I will need this for something later on as an alert signal. So I'm simply going to call it alert. You know, if you're trying to teach your dog a trick, you can call it a wave or a high five or whatever you're working on at that time. But I'm going to call it alert because I don't want somebody going out in public and, you know, saying to her shake or wave or high five, and she start doing this because it's going to be an alert signal and not a fun trick. Okay, good, sit. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Alert. Good girl. Alert. So the paw just raised slightly. And if you, alert, good girl. If you notice, it took her a little bit longer, and this time she's actually standing versus sitting down. So dogs don't generalize well, so they have to learn that even though they're standing, alert, good girl. The rules still apply. I'm also going to try it with her laying down, which is definitely a little bit more different. Good girl. And she defaulted to sitting back up, which is okay. Alert. Good girl. Alert. Yes. Okay, this time I'm going to try saying it without actually using my hand at all. Kenzie, sit. Kenzie, come here. Sit. You're being a goof. Alert. Okay, I'll give her a few seconds to think about it. If she's struggling, then I'm simply going to revert back to what we were doing. Good alert. Good girl. So if your dog struggles, it just means that I was going too far, too fast. And I just had to step back a little bit. Good alert. Now I'm going to try it with no food in my hand. Kenzie, alert. Yes, good girl. Good job. Okay, so now Kenzie gets the jackpot. And a jackpot is one treat after another, anywhere from 3 to, some people go as many as 10 treats. And it just marks to let them know they did the right thing. All right, so we're going back again to no treat in my hand. Kenzie. Alert. Yes, good girl. Kenzie, alert. Yes, good girl. Okay, so if you notice, she was jumping up at first. She was getting too excited. And for me, because of my fibromyalgia, I don't want her learning that that's acceptable, because then eventually it can turn into her digging into my legs because she gets too excited. So instead, I just hold off until she calms herself down and offers the correct behavior. I'm not correcting her. I'm not telling her she's doing the wrong thing. I'm just not giving her the feedback of the reward. Kenzie. Alert. Yes, good alert. Good girl. Kenzie, alert. Yes. Okay, did you notice she was laying down? And I got one little paw raise. I'll take it, because that time I didn't give any kind of hand signal. Kenzie, alert. Yes, good girl. Very good. So that time she definitely did exactly what I wanted to, which the paw raise was very viewable versus slight. Kenzie, alert. I didn't mark that because she scratched me, and I don't want it to be a scratch. I want it to just be a wave in the air. Kenzie, alert. Yes! And that was still a little bit touchy me, but it wasn't as much as she was before. Kenzie, alert. So she's getting a little frustrated, so I'm going to help her out. Yes, good alert. Good girl. Right, so this is how you teach an alert signal using a method called luring with the treat. And the alert signal we were teaching was a wave. You can also use this if you just want to teach your dog a fun trick, such as high five, shake, or wave. If you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to comment down below and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.